One of the main reasons I care so much about financial freedom and lifestyle design in the first place is not just about making money, it's about creating a life with enough flexibility and resilience that when something unexpected happens, your whole world does not completely collapse.
Welcome to the Physicians and Properties Podcast, the show where we teach you how investing in real estate can give you the freedom to practice medicine and live life how you want.
Doctor!
Now, here's your host, Dr. Alex Schloe.
Welcome back to another episode of the Physicians and Properties Podcast, and I am your host, Dr. Alex Schloe. And today I want to do something a little bit different. This is going to be a solo episode. It's partly a Q1 2026 update as we're wrapping up Q1, but I also want this to be educational. And I want to share with you some of what's happened in my life, what we've been building, and a few lessons that have really hit me this quarter. Because honestly, one of the biggest themes of this quarter has been this: life can change really fast. And when life changes, it reveals what you've built, what matters most, and whether your life actually has the margin to bend without breaking. So that's what I want to talk about today. Q1 started out with a few things that I did not expect. Early on, I broke my right 11th posterior rib, and then not long after that, in fact, a couple weeks ago, I fell and I herniated a disc in my neck at C6, C7, and it's pushing on the spinal cord, causing some pretty dramatic tricep weakness and pain. I mean, the crazy thing is I can't even do a push-up right now. And it is just wild how fast and how quickly life can shift. You go from being super active every day, the gym, skiing, jujitsu, all the things, to being able to barely use your arm normally over the span of just a few days. And the crazy part is this neck injury happened while I was sledding with the boys. I was trying to be a good dad. I was pulling them up the hill, holding the sled with my left arm. Next thing I know, I slipped, I fell, I landed on my shoulder, head, and neck, and it hurt, but it wasn't anything crazy. But over the next couple of days, I started having a lot more pain, a lot more spasms, a lot more weakness. And when I realized that I could barely even do a push-up and use my left arm, I went right to the ER, and that's where they found out about the injury. At first, they wanted to move straight to surgery. And look, I'm in my mid-30s. I did not want to do that. But I'm grateful that I was able to talk with neurosurgery and say, hey, can we try some steroids? Can we try some physical therapy and see how things recover over time? And that's what we've done. And I've been slowly improving, still super weak, but I'm hopeful that I can push surgery off as long as possible and maybe avoid it altogether. But it has definitely been a humbling experience. I have not spent any significant amount of time in the hospital as a patient, and being pushed around in a wheelchair in a hospital gown through the hospital is definitely a humbling experience. So sadly, I will not be skiing anymore this season. Not that there's really been much snow anyways. It's been a pretty crazy winter here in Colorado. But more than anything, this whole experience has reminded me about how fragile our health really is. And I think a lot of us, especially physicians, entrepreneurs, hard chargers, and people who are used to doing a lot, just quietly assume that tomorrow will probably still feel like today. And we assume our body will keep cooperating. We assume our energy will still be there, and we'll assume our strength is just sort of a given. But then something happens and you realize very quickly that it is not. So one of the big lessons from Q1 is this: build your life with the understanding that things can change fast, not from fear, not from paranoia, but from wisdom. So build with margin, build with flexibility, build with an awareness that health, time, and energy are truly gifts and not guarantees. That's honestly one of the main reasons I care so much about financial freedom and lifestyle design in the first place. It's not just about making money. It's not about escaping medicine. It's about creating a life with enough flexibility and resilience that when something unexpected happens, your whole world does not completely collapse. That's been a big reminder for me this quarter. Another major change this quarter is that after a lot of prayer and contemplation, I made the decision to step back from the direct primary care clinic. This was not a light decision. I absolutely loved practicing in the direct primary care space. And I think there are so many amazing things about that model that is incredible and really helps to serve patients and serve them well. But between working there and working PRN at UC Health, I was probably working closer to 3 days per week overall. And frankly, that was just too much, especially because I'm still working diligently on Physicians and Properties in the Row Room and some of our other projects. And I know some people are probably listening thinking, Alex, that sounds amazing. And they're right. It is a gift and I'm grateful for it. I really, really am. But as I've gotten more clarity about this season of life, I've realized that if I want to keep Physicians and Properties going, if I want to keep the Row Room Assisted Living Mastermind growing, keep our development projects moving, and most importantly, be the husband and the father that I want to be, I need to be working closer to 2 days a week and not 3 or 3.5. So I decided to leave the direct primary care practice and just work PRN. And I'm going to be honest, I am absolutely loving it. This job is complete flexibility. I send them the dates I want to work and they schedule me, and that is it. I've been working about 2 days per week, and it's created a lot more margin for family, more margin for business, more margin just to be present. And my 2026 word, the word I'm really trying to live by this year, is abide. I want to abide in the Lord. I want to abide in being present. I want to abide in what matters most. I want to stop rushing through a life that I've worked and prayed to build. And I think that leads to another lesson from this quarter. A lot of people don't need necessarily more opportunity. They need more alignment. And that has definitely been true for me. More is not always better. More work is not always better. More projects aren't always better. Sometimes the better move is to simplify, to reduce, to create more white space so you can actually be fully present in this life you say that you want. And that has been one of the biggest gifts of this transition. Now on the business side, it's been exciting. And quarter one has been really, really exciting. We focused really hard this quarter on the Row Room Assisted Living Mastermind and adding so much more value and more opportunity for our members. One of the biggest things we did was we hired a COO, Aaron Amin. He's one of our mastermind members, and he's also the director of membership success. And I love this story because it says a lot of what we're building in this community. Aaron came into the Row Room Assisted Living Mastermind, the Row Room Assisted Living Mastermind, with a leased operator assisted living home. And since then, his vision has expanded dramatically, and he's taking big action with his wife, Andrea. He's grown a lot, and now he's someone we've partnered with on the Tomball, Texas development. They are spearheading and leading that development, and we're so fortunate to be partners on that deal with them. And he's also helping us serve members at a higher level than we ever could. That's really special to me because it's one thing to build a business, but it's another thing to watch people inside your own ecosystem grow, stretch, and step into bigger things themselves. That is the kind of room we want to build. That is the kind of room that I want to be in. And that is the kind of room I would encourage you to be in. We closed that land in Tomball, Texas for our 32-bed luxury memory care development, and construction has started and things are going really well so far. Construction is actually ahead of schedule, which does not happen often. They're getting ready to pour foundations, and this past week we passed the initial fire, water, electric, plumbing, and sewer inspection. So it's really exciting to see that project start to come into fruition as we get closer and closer to opening our doors for grandmas and grandpas soon. And I think that project has reinforced another life lesson that is worth sharing. A lot of the biggest wins in business are built in the invisible season. People see the groundbreaking. How would you like to build real estate cash flow without dealing with tenants, toilets, or late night maintenance calls? This episode is brought to you by Rent to Retirement. If you're a busy physician or professional who wants passive income and long-term wealth through real estate, Rent to Retirement has been helping investors do exactly that for over 15 years. They offer fully managed turnkey rental properties in some of the best markets in the country, including opportunities priced up to $40,000 below market value. Their properties have delivered average projected returns in the 15 to 20% annual range. And in some cases, you can get started with as little as 5% down. The best part is These are often A-class properties generating $500 per month or more in passive income. And their team, they handle the heavy lifting, including property management. Thousands of investors have used this strategy to generate portfolios, creating over $10,000 per month in passive income. To learn more, click the link below in the show notes or visit renttoretirement.com. And be sure to check out episode 70 of the Physicians and Properties podcast, where I sat down with CEO Dr. Zach Lemaster to break it all down. The foundation's getting poured. They see the project moving. They see the exciting updates. But what they usually don't see are all the months and years beforehand. The underwriting, the meetings, the site visits, the capital raising, the problem solving, the uncertainty, the delays, the licensing, the stress, the reps. Everybody wants that visible momentum, but very few people want the invisible preparation. And that invisible season is where the real work really happens. So if you're one of those seasons right now, it feels like you're doing a lot of work and not much is visible yet, keep going, because this season matters. This season is what often creates that later breakthrough. We're also heading out to Houston at the end of April for our second RAL Room Assisted Living Mastermind event. And I'm so excited because we're going to walk the Everwood Reserve property in Tomball, Texas. We're also taking members to visit one of our other members' fully operating assisted living home and tour a renovation project, as well as some incredible workshops built in, including a whole dementia experience. So it is going to be a really valuable event with a lot of practical education, networking, and community, and I'm excited for that. And I'll say this as humbly as I can. If you've been listening to this podcast and you are interested in residential assisted living, the RAL Room Assisted Living Mastermind is a special place to be. I really believe this niche is one of the most meaningful opportunities in real estate today, not just because the numbers can be great, but because the mission matters significantly. You really do have the opportunity to serve seniors well, and who better to do it than physicians and healthcare workers? We can help families and we can build a meaningful income and business at the same time. This combination of purpose and profit means so much to me, and I hope that it does to you as well. We've also been working diligently on a development project in Missouri. We've had a few minor hiccups that push closing back on the land a little bit, but we're planning to close that land in Republic just outside of Springfield at the end of this month, at the end of Q1, and it has been really exciting. Phase 1 is going to be 2 16-bed assisted living and memory care homes. Phase 2 is going to be 2 more 16-bed homes. So that will be a total of 64 beds. And then phase 3 is going to be independent living, 55 plus homes and this epic clubhouse. It's going to be an incredible project that has the potential to meaningfully change and transforms the senior care landscape in the Springfield, Missouri area. And if you're potentially interested in partnering in a project like this, reach out to me or click the Invest With Me link in the show notes to get on our investor list. We have some pretty exciting opportunities come up, and I would love to share those with you. All right, another update I'm really excited about that I'm putting out to the Physicians and Properties universe so you can help hold me accountable is that I have been working on writing a residential assisted living book. And when I say I've been working on it, I've been working on this for about 2 years. What I really mean is that over 2 years, I wrote 3 chapters and an outline. So progress was happening, but really slow. This year, I've been much more diligent, and my goal is to complete a full draft by the end of Q3 2026. I've written about 4 more chapters this year, and I'm making a lot more progress. So I'm really excited about this because I want more people to learn about the power of residential assisted living. I want more entrepreneurs to understand it, more investors to understand it, more physicians to understand this as well. And honestly, more families and grandparents to know that there are better options out there when it comes to senior care. That's what motivates me. Yes, I mean, I love the business side. I love the investing side, but I really care about this message getting out there into the world in a much bigger way. So more and more residential assisted living homes can be opened so we can all work together to help solve the senior housing crisis. All right, on the personal side of the Schloe house, we are getting excited for the camping season. In fact, I just looked at my calendar the other day. Wow, Steph has really been taking advantage of the freedom and flexibility that I have. She already has planned trips to Crested Butte, Aspen, and Ouray for camping. We're also doing a longer camping trip back to Yellowstone in the Tetons with Steph's parents, and we're really excited for that. And I'm really grateful for the freedom and flexibility to go camping when we want, where we want, and for how long we want while the businesses keep rolling. This is one of the real fruits of building intentionally. And the other thing I'm excited about this year is September. My brother and I surprised my dad, and we asked him, if you could travel anywhere in the world with us, where would it be? His answer was Iceland. So for retirement, we gifted him that trip. This September, the three of us are going on an epic 10-day trip to Iceland together. And honestly, I could not be more excited about it. And I say that very humbly because I don't take that lightly at all. I'm deeply grateful that my brother and I are in a financial position that we're able to do that for my dad. He's given everything for us. He's always been there for us, and he's never really had the chance to do significant international travel. And the fact that we can give him that experience and make those memories with him really means a lot to me. That kind of moment is a huge part of what this is all about. I love building businesses. I love investing in real estate. I love taking care of patients. I love building. But at the end of the day, the goal is not necessarily more income or more deals. It's more life. It's more memories and freedom and presence and opportunities to be with the people that you love and to bless the people that you love. To be able to do something like that for my dad in his retirement just feels really so special. And it's one of those moments that reminds me why I'm working so hard in the first place. And that probably leads to the biggest overall lesson from quarter one. Freedom is not just about doing less work. Freedom is about being more aligned. It's about having the ability to respond when life changes. It's the freedom to have the margin to heal and be more present with your wife and kids. It's about being able to take the camping trip or gift your father the Iceland trip. It's about creating a life where your calendar really reflects your values. And I think that's something worth asking yourself as quarter one wraps up. What are you really building? Are you building a life that looks good on paper but feels chaotic in reality? Are you building a business that gives you margin, or is it just another form of pressure? Are you building income with purpose? Are you actually moving towards the life that you say that you want? For me, quarter one has been a reminder that the goal is not just growth. The goal is to abide. It's resiliency aligned with growth. Growth that supports my family, that supports my health, that supports my calling, that lets me live the life that I want to live. So as quarter one wraps up, I'm walking away with a little bit of pain, but a whole lot of gratitude. I'm grateful that my body's slowly improving and that I can work PRN. I'm grateful for momentum in business, for our mastermind members, for the projects we're building, for my family, and for a reminder that life is fragile, time is precious, but what matters most is often simpler than what we make it. So if you're listening to this, I would love to hear about how quarter one shaped up for you. What are you working on? What have you learned? What are the challenges that you've experienced? What surprised you? Send me an email at alex@physiciansandproperties.com and let me know. I really do love hearing from listeners. Or send me a DM on Instagram at Physicians and Properties. If you've been enjoying the show, can you do me a favor and share it with a friend, another physician, or someone who is building towards more freedom in their life? And if you haven't already, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It helps us grow the show and get this message in front of more and more physicians who need to hear it. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to listen to this episode. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Physicians and Properties podcast. With that, Dr. Alex Schloe signing off. Hey, real quick, if you're still listening to this, I'm assuming you got value from it. So I need your help specifically. My 2-year vision with this podcast is to help 100,000 physicians learn how investing in real estate can give you the freedom to practice medicine and live life how you want. There are 2 main ways that a podcast grows. One is through ratings and reviews, and the other is word of mouth. If you can please leave me a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as well as send this to 1 to 2 friends that you think would get value from it, we can reach the physicians that we want to reach. Thanks in advance, and talk to you on the next episode. Please note that the information shared on this podcast is for informational purposes only. It should not be considered financial or medical advice. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the host and the guest and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Department of Defense or the United States Air Force.